Who's a little like butter and oil? Brandy and Mr. Whisker. What's in the kettle and ready to boil? Brandy and Mr. Whisker. Got stuck in the jungle, putting down roots. Brandy and Mr. Whisker. Side by side, different as day or night. But it's quite a ride, sharing our life with the trees. Nose to nose, they can be friends or foes.
Whether they're whining or minding their manners,
they're driving each other bananas.
Disclaimer, I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not a dietitian, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a professional. So I would ask that you seek a professional advice before you take into consideration all I say, because all I did is what works for me. So what works for me might not work for you. So seek the advice of your nutritionist or of your doctor, of any professional in the medical field before you take any of my advice. So with that out of the way, let's just get started. I'm 5'2", I'm a Nigerian, and the highest weight I've ever been is 92 kg. That is 202 pounds, and the lowest I've ever been is 68 kg. That is 150 pounds. So in a year I was able to lose 50 pounds. That is 24 kg on a whole, and I'm just going to tell all the advice on how I was able to lose all that weight. When I was my heaviest was in 2016. That was when I was 92 kg, and I was at that point diagnosed by a doctor as medically obese. But regardless of the doctor's advice at that year, I kept on eating. Like, you just, at that point, you just like, you only live once, and you just have to YOLO and just enjoy yourself. So that was like the phase I was at that time. So the next year, 2017, my final year in college, like, I was super pumped to finish that phase of my life, super excited about it, and I didn't really like the way I looked, and I wanted to like lose the weight and look good for my graduation. That was in June. I got the personal trainer. She was working with me, and we really like did a lot of work together, and we were able to like lose a sufficient amount of weight for my graduation. And I was looking super fly, super good, like I had so much energy, and I was feeling okay at that size. I was 76 kilos, around that, and I felt okay about myself at that size. After graduation and looking that good, I just went back to old habits. There was no reason for me to lose weight again, so I went back to my old habits of eating junk food and just overindulging in food, and I gained back all the weight and even more that I had lost with her. So August, we went back home for the New Year festival, and people just came up to my space and were really criticizing. So all those people, they were just trolling, they'll be calling you a lot of names. They'll just see you and exclaim like, why are you this big? And some of them will even like, when you're even eating, some of them will not be like telling you, you're still eating and you're that size. I know I'm that size. So you just lose your joy when people are doing that to you. And that year, 2017, Revenge Body came out. So I was just like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to get revenge on all the trolls in the village, and I'm going to show them like who I am, and just give them good body vibes. So I officially started my weight loss journey in September of 2017, and I really worked hard. But at that point, I wasn't like doing anything extra, I wasn't doing anything special. I was just taking walks, lifting like little dumbbells. I started from where I was. At that point, I had spent all my money on that personal trainer, so I couldn't afford to have her. I couldn't afford to go to the gym, so I was just working out at home, just walking and doing light exercise. By the time I went back for NYC camp and I was done, I was down back again to like 76 kilos. I went back for the Christmas break and just expecting to get compliments and just be like, people just telling me, girl, you look good, girl, you look fly, just for me to like feel myself. But they didn't disappoint me. These people were not saying any nice thing to me. Like, they weren't even giving me the opportunity to have like it just a little bit of smile and just be like, okay, maybe I had worked hard. They just kept at, you know, saying those mean things to me. Just fell back into you know, depression, because you just feel like all the work you put in, nothing was enough to make them see the amount of work you had put in. And I had put in a lot of work into myself, and I had really worked hard. Like, I gave it my all and nobody was seeing it. So I was just in a funk, and I was just like eating, overindulging again into food, and I was just not in a happy spot. So 2018 January, you know, the new year comes again, and you're like, new year, new you, and you just want to like have a resolution and something to like work towards in the new year. So I was just lying there on my bed, and I was just like, I can't keep losing weight for people. I can't keep losing weight because somebody wants me to, or because they said I should. I should want to lose weight for myself. I should want to be healthy for myself. The resolution was to be better. The resolution was to be stronger physically, mentally, and emotionally. I didn't like, you know, set in stone, I have to be this XYZ kind of weight by the year end. And the goal was to, you know, be able to climb a flight of stairs by the year ends without panting. My goal was to be able to do 5 push-ups, and the goal was also to have a better relationship with food and a better relationship with everyone around me. So those were the goals I made, those were the resolutions I made towards weight loss. Like, with losing weight is a combination of what you eat and how much work, how much exercise you put in. So you can't do without the other. You could eat right and not exercise, and you could lose weight, but you won't look like, you won't have like a nice physique. You won't be looking all shredded, basically. But if you're exercising and you're not eating well and you're not eating clean, you're not going to lose weight. And even if you're able to lose weight, you won't be able to lose the particular amount of weight. Having that understanding, like, you know, really helped me. And I wanted to, like, with food, I wanted to like eat clean and eat healthy, but at the same time I didn't want to like starve myself, and I didn't want to feel like I was restricting myself or feel still enslaved to food. I wanted to just eat whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted, and just enjoy eating food overall. Eating the swallow, I was still eating rice, I was still eating plantain, I was still eating yam, I was still eating spaghetti, I was still eating all the normal Nigerian foods, but I was eating all those things in moderation. The key wasn't removing it all or introducing new things that you don't know. I was just going to use what I have and just make it as healthy as I could. So I started tracking like my food intake, and with tracking of my food intake, you know, I'm not like a dietitian, I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not an expert, so I really don't know how much I should be taking for my body. So I got a fitness app. I got my Fitness Pal, and I also have like LiveSum app. But with the LiveSum app, it doesn't really have so much of the Nigerian food, but with my Fitness Pal, it has, you know, you could type in agbalomo and it will come out, and you know the amount of calories it is. So with that app you insert your information, your height, your age, your gender, your goal weight, your current weight, and it calculates your calories for you on its own. And you now just, you know, eat to that specified amount of calories it says you should eat, and the amount of carbohydrates it says you should eat. I was able to like track my food intake. I also got measuring cups. Like, whenever I didn't have like data to like go on my Fitness Pal and just, you know, track it and everything, I would just use my measuring cups or my measuring scale. I can't like show you my measuring scale, but I would have like, you know, an entire cup of proteins and half cup of carbohydrates, and, you know, just one third cup of fats. And when I mean fat, I mean like healthy fats, like I like cashew nuts, groundnuts. Seeds are like, you know, flax seeds, chia seeds. Those are like nuts and seeds. So this was the amount I would have, and this was the amount of carbohydrates I would have, and this is the amount of protein I would have. Because, you know, when you're losing weight, it's, you know, ideal that you cut down on the carbohydrates, increase your proteins, and also have in healthy fats. But with carbohydrates, you know, you have to put in complex carbohydrates. Your simple carbohydrates are like your breads and, you know, your juices, your sodas. But while losing weight, you have to like change your simple carbohydrates to your complex carbohydrates. And if you want me to make a comprehensive video for you on like portion control and how I measure out my food and calculate my macros, just let me know. Also with food, I started intermittently fasting. Intermittent fasting is not a diet of any kind. It's an eating pattern where you eat 8 hours and you fast for 16 hours. Now it might seem like, oh, you're fasting for 16 hours, but this fasting period includes while you're sleeping. So I would start eating by 12 p.m. and stop eating by 8 p.m. So anything past 8 I wouldn't just do. So regardless of the fact that I was eating by 12 and ending my eating by 8, I still ate healthy foods. I still, you know, try to eat everything in moderation. I wasn't restricting myself. I wasn't like, you know, just having salads or just having like moi moi. I was like having rich, dense foods that were healthy. And even when I did indulge in things like ice cream or pizza, I would try to have them in moderation. I wouldn't like have an entire cup of ice cream. I would like, you know, share it with a friend, and maybe with the pizza, I would like, you know, say, oh, I'll just have like a slice. And you just, I didn't want a situation where you're like doing fit farm and you're not like having fun, and you go out with your friends and everybody's like eating and you're just there, fit farm, you don't eat this. But I didn't want to have that situation. I just wanted to have like, enjoy myself, eat food, and not restrict myself. Also with foods, I had to do a lot of swaps with my food. Like I swapped eating white rice with brown rice, but I didn't like enjoy brown rice, so I swapped it again with basmati rice. You know, everything is about finding, you know, what you're comfortable with and what you enjoy eating. I would, you know, swap out having chips, you know, Pringles and all that for like popcorn, but like unsalted and without sugar. So I did a lot of swaps. And if you also want to like me make a comprehensive video on like the healthy swaps I made with the Nigerian foods, just also let me know. And with eating too, I had to like up my vegetable intakes. I had to really up it. I was having like a lot of ugu, a lot of lettuce, water leaf, ozuza, oko. I was having all those leaves because I'm having like half a cup of rice and it's not really filling. So I would like have like vegetables with it so that I could like, you know, fill up and feel more satisfied. Also, I was having like taking in a lot of water. Longer took like sodas. I didn't take juices because juices like had so much sugars in them. I would now like take in like smoothies, and with smoothies too, you know, vegetables are not like the most delicious things to have. So with my smoothies, I would like put in some vegetables in it, maybe, you know, some lettuce with apples, or, you know, ugu with bananas and pineapples. Like make a lot of recipes and include my vegetables too. I also started taking like apple cider vinegar. Like if you know apple cider vinegar, you know it has a lot of health benefits, and it also helps with a lot, like it helps with weight loss. So I was having in apple cider vinegar. I was taking in a lot of green tea, a lot of herbal tea. I wasn't taking detox teas. I wasn't taking all those things because before like last year I did do all those things and they didn't work for me. I've taken like the weight loss pills. Those things don't work. I tried not to, you know, try to eat at night. I tried to like sleep early so that I would not, you know, go into like 12 midnight, you know, eating and snacking and looking for what to eat. And with food too, I just told myself like, if it's not healthy and beneficial to my body, I'm not going to bring it home. I'm not going to buy it. I'm not going to be like, let me just buy this sneakers. I'll be having it small. I wasn't going to buy it because I might buy it and say, let me be having it small and I'll eat the entire bag. So I didn't even want to like breed temptation next to me. Out of sight is out of mind. With exercise, I really did try everything. Like I did running, I tried cycling, I tried yoga, Pilates. I did try all of it. And with the thing about exercise is you just have to find the one you truly love. Like most Nigerians will just, you know, I'm trying to lose weight, and they'll start like jogging, and you just hate jogging and you keep jogging. I found out that I enjoy strength training and I enjoy HIIT training. HIIT training is high intensity interval training. With strength training, because I didn't have money to like go to the gym, so I wasn't carrying weights. Like I wasn't just going to like go out of my way and just get them, because I didn't have the money to get them. So I just got like Eva bottles, you know, fill them up with sands and just carry them, because by the time you put sands in them, they actually become heavy and they actually give you that resistance and that feeling of carrying dumbbells. So that was what I did. And with the interval, with the HIIT training, I wasn't exercising for like an hour. I wasn't exercising for that long. I would just exercise for like 15 minutes. That's the good thing about HIIT training. Also too, like with my journey too, I got an accountability partner. But the thing about the accountability partner was like, when I was home, my family members were my accountability partner. They kept me in check. You know, they would ask me, oh, have you gone for a walk? And let me go for a walk with you. Or why are you eating this? You could eat this. And when I left for NYC in Jos, you know, I didn't have that system again. You know, they were not there with me, and I still wanted to keep myself in check. So I got a fitness tracker, and the thing about the fitness tracker is that it tracks your steps, it tracks the amount of calories you burned, it tracks your heart rate. So it did all that. And for me, maybe the days that I wasn't motivated to, like, you know, exercise, the days I didn't feel like exercising, I would just make sure I hit 12,000 steps every day. And the goal is to move every day, move. That was the goal for me. And you know, and I kept moving, I kept at it, and I was confident that, you know, my change was going to happen. And another tip that helped me like lose weight was changing my mindset. So with my journey, I had, you know, put inside my heart a lot of negative things, and I had consumed so much, you know, negative feedback from people and negative opinions from people, and it was mentally, you know, weighing me down and almost physically weighing me down. I had to like change my mindset and just remove the self-doubt, remove the, you know, self-hate, and just come to a place of being confident and come to a place of being healthy and strong in the person I was and the person I'm becoming too. So the one way I was able to like change my mindset and my perspective was by doing the I am affirmations. Like I would tell myself like almost every day, you know, you are beautiful, you're strong, you're a star, and not just, you know, putting it out there into the atmosphere, but believing in myself, like believing it in my soul, in my spirit, that, you know, I was what I was telling myself. You know, I'm the handmaid of the Lord. I'm wonderfully and beautifully made. I'm wonderfully complex, you know, and there's nothing wrong with being different, and just understanding that and accepting all those truths about myself and letting go of all the negative opinions of other people, and coming to a place of forgiving myself for even allowing those thoughts to like brood in my heart. And I had to recommit to commit to myself and say, I'm going to do better. I'm going to, you know, be stronger, spirit, soul, and body. I'm going to have a better relationship with people. I'm going to have a better relationship with myself. I'm going to have a better relationship with food, and I'm going to commit to doing this. I'm going to be consistent with it. I'm going to be patient in the process. And with time and saying that to myself and actually putting the work, not just saying it and just watching YouTube channels, but like, you know, exercising. And even when it, you know, there's sometimes you are working out and it just seems like you're going to die the next second. I would just tell myself, you know, pain is of the mind and I can do all things and everything I put my mind to, you know. When I started my journey, it got to a place where I was no longer losing weight. But then the thing was that I was gaining muscle. Like I could see, like, you know, abs forming. It's no longer forming again because I went home for Christmas and, you know, the holidays. You just have to enjoy yourself. So like, but then the numbers were not falling off on the scale, but my body was changing, my body was transforming. So I, you know, did a lot of research, you know, why am I not losing weight? And then I found out that, you know, I was gaining muscle, and then muscle weighs more than fat. So that is why on the scale it seemed as if like I was not dropping, but I was physically looking good. Like I was physically looking like shredded to my standard, and the scale wasn't showing that, and I just had to like disregard it because it was messing with my psychic. So I started tracking my progress based on how I felt. You know, the number on the scale was no longer like a factor to me, and that really helped me. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you want to see any kind of video, what I eat in a day, if you want to know like the healthy swaps I made, if you want to know how I stay motivated, hit me up, let me know. If you want to know the healthy swaps I made, let me know. I'll be happy to share that down. So just comment down below, down below, and like the video, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe. Click it, it's free. Just subscribe, just click it, that's all. So thank you, see you soon, bye.